I'm Jennifer Bose, Washington State IARP Chapter Board President, and I am making this video to explain a proposal that the board is putting forward to have 3 of our 5 member-at-large positions be first designated for regionally specific candidates. Voting would take place the exact same way it always has. IARP members would be nominated for those member-at-large positions, and IARP members would then vote for who they wanted for all of the candidates. At that point, the board would designate each of the candidates based on where they live to indicate whether they were Eastern Washington, Central Washington, or Western Washington, which we've broken up based on the L&I service locations as follows. Eastern Washington includes Spokane, Moses Lake, and Kennewick service locations, Central, Wenatchee, and Yakima service locations, and Western Washington, the remainder of the service locations. Up at the top are my hypothetical candidates. There's Anne, who got 20 total votes, Bob got 19, Carol 18, etc. And these people would then be separated. So we'll say that Anne and Bob both live in Spokane, Carol and Dave are in Central Washington, and Eva and Frank are in Western Washington. The way that this would then work is that we look at that, and in Eastern Washington, Anne has one more vote than Bob, so she would move into that Eastern Washington position. In Central Washington, Carol is ahead of Dave, and Carol would move into Central. In Western Washington, Eva has one more vote than Frank and would move here. We then have 2 unspecified, regionally unspecified openings, and at that point they would go to Bob with 19 votes and Dave with 17 votes. And Frank would be strongly encouraged to participate in a subcommittee, which we are always looking for participants for membership outreach, education, and conference planning. So let's say that we don't have somebody running in a region. So let's say that Anne, Eva, and Frank are all in Western Washington, and the remainder are over here in Eastern Washington. At this point, what we would look for is we would say in Western Washington, Anne still has the most number of votes of the people there. In Eastern Washington, Bob has the leading number over here, but there's nobody running for Central Washington. In this case, Central Washington would become unspecified. This would ensure that we're able to have a full board and fill all of the member-at-large positions. So it would become unspecified and go to the next votes. So that would be Carol and Dave and Eva. And again, Frank would be strongly encouraged to participate in a subcommittee. So that's the breakdown. If you have any questions, please send an email to the email address above, and I would be happy to respond to them. All of these policies will be put together into our bylaws and sent out to the membership for a vote. So you will get a chance to view this video, look at the bylaws, and then vote on them. And again, send it to the email and I'll answer your questions. And don't forget to vote!